Hi, this is William, and welcome back to my series on basic coding. I'm going to show you a bit about the mathematics behind variables today in programming. I'm just going to make a new text file on the desktop called vars.txt, and let's open that up. And just like we did in the other lessons, I'm going to put my script tags in here, an open tag and a closing tag with the slash. And if you didn't watch the others, that's fine. Just copy what I'm doing now. And if you remember, we used strings in the last lesson. And a string is simply characters inside a variable, as opposed to numbers. Basically, we have numbers and we have strings. And strings are just the words of the text. And numbers can be in there too. But let's see. Now, if I take string 1 and string 2, I can put those in a variable called all. And we add those together. And notice I put a space after hello so that it can make a sentence. Now, I'm going to change this to an HTML file so the browser can open it. And it gives you that warning. Don't worry about that. Double click. And there, the page says Hello World. Because we put string 1 and string 2 together, we added them together. But when we're using numbers, we want to use actual mathematics. So I'll change it back to text here and open that up. And let's just take this out of there. So say that I had two variables that were numbers. And numbers are treated differently than the strings, because strings, when you add them together, they'll just put one in front of the other, like you saw with Hello World. So let's make some number variables here. And the main difference is we don't use the quotation marks to assign the value. So we've got amount 1 and amount 2. And we can simply add those together by saying a new variable called total equals amount 1 plus amount 2. And then the total will equal to 35. And by the way, if you're wondering why I put those two slashes there, that's a little thing we use in programming to say that ignore this line of code. It's what we call commenting. So we comment out bits of code to turn them on and off, or we leave ourselves little notes in the code. So if you see a line of code with that, it means that line is off and the computer will ignore it. And if we want to subtract one from another, say if we want to subtract that 15 from 20, amount 2 minus amount 1, then the total would be 5. That's very simple. Now, we use the star, which is Shift 8 on your keyboard, for multiplication. So 15 times 20 would be 300. And if we want to divide, we use the slash mark, which is just beside your shift key where the question mark is. So in that case, well, I don't know what it would be, but we can alert that out. So amount 2 divided by amount 1 and alert total. So let's run that. And it's 1.3 repeating. Now we can combine a lot of different math code to make more complex formulas. Say, for example, that if this were like a restaurant program or a shopping cart program, and we needed to add in tax. So we can make a variable called tax rate. And we'll just give it a 0.08, so 8%. So then the amount of the total would be amount 2 plus amount 1. And then we have to add in the tax. We figure out the tax rate by saying the tax is equal to the total times the tax rate. and then we add the tax to the total. Total equals total plus tax rate, and then that new value goes into total. We can also use a shorthand called total plus equals tax rate. Both lines mean the same thing, but this is just a shorthand code that a lot of programmers use. It just means add that to the total. Total plus equals tax rate adds the tax rate to the total. So now when we alert total, we'll get the tax and the total, the two amounts and the tax rate. And if we want to put a discount of $2 on there, total minus equals discount. So let's run that by changing the extension. There, 33.08. So see, we can get very complex with the mathematical functions in JavaScript or in any language. Well, I hope that has been useful for you. If you like the video, please subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more of this sort of stuff. And if you've got any questions at all on coding, please drop me a line either on williamclarkson.net or in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.